Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Reyes, and I am working hard to be Utah's next Attorney General. The Office of Attorney General is critical to protect our families, to protect our freedoms, to protect our lands and our liberties. And when you vote for Attorney General on June 26th, and I hope all of you will do that in the primary, you will be hiring the state's top lawyer, and I am the candidate most qualified for that job. But I don't want you to just take my word for it. I invite you to come to my website. It's at seanreyes.com. That's SeanReyes or RES.com. And come and see the hundreds of business leaders and legal leaders and community leaders who have endorsed me because they know that when it comes to the law, I am the only candidate in this race who has spent his entire career in the courtroom defending Utah businesses and winning cases on behalf of Utah citizens. They also know that I'm the only one in this race who has an AV rating from Martindale-Hubbell, the gold standard for lawyers, the highest rating for not only skill but integrity. My opponent does not have a rating. They know that my opponent has never been selected to the Utah legal elite. Judges and lawyers are peers who select based on work and integrity, and they know that for the last 7 consecutive years I have been one of the Utah legal elite, that I have won a Mountain State Super Lawyer Award, that in 2006 I was Utah's Young Lawyer of the Year, and they know that in 2008 I was honored as the top young lawyer in the United States. They also know that I was a partner at the largest law firm where I spent 14 years handling some of the state's most significant cases. I was doing cases and trials at the federal, state, and administrative level. I was doing appeals, which is something my opponent admits. He's never first chaired a trial in his entire career. He's never argued an appeal. He's never even drafted one. And that's the stark contrast, ladies and gentlemen. I have fought against the federal government and beaten them in large blockbuster cases. I have fought against large corporations when they have threatened Utah citizens and Utah businesses, and that is exactly what we need in an Attorney General. Not just somebody who's willing to fight, or who says that he'll fight, or who takes credit for a fight, but somebody who has actually fought over and over and over again and won consistently throughout his entire career. I am that fighter, ladies and gentlemen. Utah also needs a leader, somebody who has the skill and the experience and the judgment to inspire others and lead other lawyers to victory. Not only do I have the most legal experience in this race, but when it comes to leadership on the front lines, I have the most experience as well. I have led business organizations, I've led charitable organizations, I have led civic organizations and legal organizations with more lawyers than in the Attorney General's office. When it comes to leading for the common citizen, I know how to do that, ladies and gentlemen. And whether the issue is large or small, I stand on the side of those who need a strong voice, and Utah's Attorney General needs to be that strong voice for the people. Now, the Office of Attorney General. The Attorney General represents the state agencies, but in that role, he must ensure that the rights and the liberties of the people are not harmed by state action. And that is my vision for the office, to return it back to a law firm of and for the people, accountable to and transparent to the people, not an office that's unduly influenced by special interests or lobbyists or political agendas. Now, politics has a role in that office, but it must be secondary to the Constitution. It must be secondary to the law and to the people. I am not a career politician. I'm not a career lobbyist or campaign fundraiser, and I'm certainly not a part-time lawyer. I'm a career lawyer and a career leader and a full-time champion for those who need a voice. And with your help, and when elected, I will lead the fight to protect our families from violent crimes, from gangs and drugs and predators on the internet, in the streets. I will also protect against domestic violence and abuse, which is on the rise, and child abuse. But in our efforts to protect our children, and we must do that, we cannot let the state swing the pendulum so far the other way that children are being prematurely removed from their families. We cannot, we cannot let the state, like in the Parker Jensen case, substitute its so-called wisdom for the rights of parents and families. Thank you. I will also lead the fight to protect our business community, and I will prosecute those who lie and cheat and steal regardless of campaign contributions or political affiliations or who they are or what their name is. I will fight against fraud, white-collar fraud, whether it's mortgage fraud or affinity fraud, that's investment fraud, or ID theft that robs our state of billions of dollars a year. I will lead the fight to help liberate our public lands, to ensure access that we need to make sure that our children have the education that they need and that our jobs and our economy remain prosperous. I will also lead the fight to make sure that we have a workable immigration solution. We need to repeal HB 116 because it's unconstitutional. We need a program that will allow us to have E-Verify with some teeth. We need to be able to run background checks on those who are arrested for serious crimes and offenses, and we need to do something about prosecuting ID theft because it's hurting too many families and too many children, and we need to do all of that without granting any amnesty. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will continue to fight wherever else the federal government overreaches and overregulates, and in the Obamacare case, I will continue that fight, and if the Supreme Court makes the wrong decision, and if it's not repealed under a Romney administration, and they uphold horribly the individual mandate under the Commerce Clause or the Medicaid expansion under a non-coercion doctrine, I will be ready in their implementation to take that fight and take them back to federal government. Because that's what I want. I'm tired of DC telling us how to educate our children and how to run our businesses, what to do with our lands and our gold and our guns. I want to return back power to you, the people, where it belongs, and then to state government and local government, and leave only those enumerated powers to the federal government. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sean Reyes, Utah's next Attorney General. I ask for your support and your vote on June 26th. Thank you so much for your time.